Okay, different video this week. I'm going to show you some behind the scenes stuff. So it won't just be a soap making video, although there is some soap making in this video. I've been taking clips of me doing all kinds of different things over the course of a week or so. So there's all kinds of different things that I'm doing. So there's bits where I'm taking pictures, bits where we're making soap, bits where I'm packing orders. So I just thought I'd show you a few little bits and pieces of what it's like to actually run a soap company when you work pretty much alone. I do have Matt with me every now and again. He helps come and do a few things. But the past week I've been alone. So I'm going to show you footage of what I've managed to capture. There's some bits that go a bit dark because when I was doing my photography sessions, I turned all the lights off and I was like, you know, trying to create that atmosphere. So you'll see me doing that. So I'll try and lift the exposure up a little bit just so it's not like super dark. I think that's a bit about it for that. But yeah, stay tuned. You can see what it's like to be me. Okay, just gotta open up shop. Put the light on. Soap samples outside. Okay, back again. I'm going to make soap now. So today I've got 5 batches to make. So I'm going to start with the coffee. So I'm going to probably speed up a lot of this footage because there's going to be 5 lots of soap. As if I don't get too hot and bothered. That'll film it all. So yeah, we're going to do coffee soap first. So in my coffee soap, my lye is made with coffee. I've got some, actually there's a few bits of coffee, like a few coffee grounds in this mixture, so it might be enough, but I've got some added coffee here just in case. And I'm also going to use some cocoa powder just to keep that nice dark colour. And in the scent, I've got 3 different scents in this one. This is my estate coffee soap, which I tend to change up quite often because trying to get a good coffee scent is quite difficult to get for soap. Because whilst it might smell like coffee, before you've made it, when you've made it you always get this funky weird smell from coffee soap. But anyway, I think this blend will be okay. I've had my hair trimmed yesterday and it's driving me mad. You know when they style your hair and it all looks wonderful and then the next day you're left with this like massive shit. I can never restyle it like myself, like they do it. I do try. Anyway, let's get going. So I'm just going to pour my lye through a sieve in this because I've got a little bit of a extra foamy ness that I don't want going into this soap. So I'm just pouring that into my oils to start. This is going to smell funky as, you know, it really doesn't smell very nice. I'm not putting any colourants into it other than the cocoa, so I'm going to put that in now. I'm just going to put like, that's about 1 teaspoon. I think I'll do 2. These are like half teaspoons, so about 2 teaspoons. And then I'm going to mix it up. Hopefully that doesn't fall down. Right, I'm going to stick blend this. Okay, it's reaching trace pretty fast. I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons of coffee in. I do want a little added exfoliation. When I get men in the shop, they always seem to want a scrubby soap. So, the last time I just ran out of a coffee soap and a man came in, he was gutted that he'd missed the coffee soap. So, I've got to get that into the shop. So, we're almost at trace here. So, I'm just going to get this fragrance in as well. Okay, so we're at a decent trace now. Simple soap. And there we go. see very well, can you? Oh. Okay, it's a bit better. Nice thick batter. I've made a little less today than I normally would. This isn't going quite as high. Normally it's like really overflowing, and I've just dropped the recipe back down a little bit by 100 grams of oil. I've just taken that out of the equation, so it's about overall about 200-300 grams less liquid, like finished liquid, so it's easier to get it all into the mould. Right, yeah, I'm just going to texture the tops. This is such a lovely soap to make. Look at that texture. I'm really sorry if you can hear a conversation going on outside. There's a girl right outside the shop door having a phone conversation. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this coffee on the one side just to finish off. Okay, that's it. That is my estate coffee soap made, so I'll be back to cut this shortly and all the rest. Okay, in this part of the video I have moved on to another day and taken pictures inside the workshop. So I've just got a few things that I place down on the floor. Sometimes I'll use like the planks I've got on the floor, they're just like bits of vinyl click flooring, and I'll just do arrangements on the floor. Or there's another sort of old oak table that I've got that I sit in the window, and sometimes I'll use that. But the trouble in the window now is we've got a tattooist that is opposite the shop, and they've painted the outside of their shop a really bright cerise pink, so I keep getting this like cerise pink background in my photos, which I don't want. I want to keep it all sort of like natural wood and natural light and things like that, so I've reverted to going back to the floor. So enjoy this little snippet. It's a quiet section because I'm not really talking, but enjoy it anyway. I'm typically taking about 20 pictures of the same thing to get that one good shot. Okay, so just finding any fabric from like local fabric shops. So this was just a metre of Hessian, which I paid £4.50 for that one. Just put my ring back on. And these are all from a local florist, which are all, these are fake, so this is like fake pussy willow. I went out this morning and I picked a little bit of this cedar, Lebanese cedar from the tree in the park. And there's pine cones, there's like seed heads that I've actually bought. These were from the florist because I couldn't find those anywhere. I'm not even sure what they are, but they're a really nice seed pod. And then pine cones, obviously you can get those everywhere. Little dish, wipe that off. A little mango wood dish I bought from Tesco's. Come on, Prudence. We've got Prudence today, so just and Bridie actually. We've got 2 dogs today. So yeah, little tea lights. So anything that you've got lying around, like this piece of wood, I found that, excuse the dog, she's having a drink. I found the piece of wood, I can't even remember where I found it. I think it was just a chunk in the woods when I was walking the dog one day. So I found this chunk of wood and I thought that would come in really handy as a prop for pictures. And then my cauldron that I've had for ages. So I've got all kinds of little bits and pieces in here. Bridie, you're so selfish. Hold on. Get up. Get up. Quick! So yeah, it's easy to find all your bits and pieces as a prop for soap pictures. And then on the floor I've just put some click together vinyl flooring, so it's like a nice wood effect. And then the white one that I used was a table runner. This is just like a really nice white fluffy table runner that I bought from the range for £3. So all these, obviously, once you've got them, and you can use all kinds of different fabrics, but I think the natural ones are the nicest. This is obviously for winter, but yeah, Hessian's like so cheap, and there's all kinds of things you can pick up when you're on walks and stuff. So just find what you like and put it together. I usually turn all the lights off in here, otherwise there's like a glare and it doesn't quite work as well. So candlelight's always lovely. And then you take the pictures. I always have mine on full frame. Then obviously you're going to condense it down into, a square that you want for the website. Sometimes I'll use like longer ones for Instagram, things like that. So yeah, just use whatever you can find that's lying around, and just a little bit of expense just to buy a few little props like the bowl and the fabrics and stuff. But yeah, it's so easy to do this, and you can do your own pictures without paying somebody a fortune. I'll just show you briefly. So I've been making these cones. They're a little bit dark. I wanted them to be more brown, so I used a golden brown mica, but they're coming out quite dark. But I can always brush them with a bit of mica to get, different sort of like bronzy type of effect on these. So this is my soap dough, and I just made this soap dough yesterday. Excuse my hands, but if I've got gloves on, it just makes it really difficult to get these into these little moulds. So it's much better to just use my hands, and the soap has saponified, so it's actually not too bad on the skin. I just use my basic recipe for this, just my regular recipe that I always use. So if you want to have a go, it works with any soap recipe that you use, but if you want to try mine, then this is what it's like. So it's just quite a big part of the mould there. I'm just going to pull a bit of that off, and then we can use that for another piece. So I'm going right to the surface. This is just a mould with different sized pine cones in it. It's messy because I've been making a few of these. So just squish them in. The good thing about doing the soap dough is that you can just unmould it as soon as you've pressed it in. It's ready to come out. So I'll just show you. You just push it out, and there they are. There you go. And again, just pull it out. Just push from the underside. They just flip out. Very, very easy. So I'm going to start in a minute on some Christmas trees. I just need to tidy up what I've been doing here. I've got some more moulds here. These are a bit, they've got a bit of soda ash because I've been making embeds with these. But I'm going to use these trees to make a few more green Christmas trees for a Nordic cedar soap I'm working on. So all these pine cones are for that. I did actually manage to get some antlers made, which came out really cool, but they were a bit tricky and they did take some time, so they might not be viable really, but they are really cool. And I'd make a few bats just to see how those would go as well. So I don't need bats at the moment because obviously Halloween's over, but I just wanted to see how they came out and I'll use them at some point. But yeah, that's how to make little embeds with soap dough. It's just such a quick way of doing it. I have poured some of these before, but they, yeah, I mean, you've got to wait till the next day to use them. So making the soap dough is a lot easier. Anyway, I'm going to tidy up this mess that I've made and clean those others, and then I'm going to get onto some trees. So I'll give those a go in a second after I've had a little tidy up. Okay, sorry, my camera just ran out of space. So these have hardened up enough and they're just coming out perfect. I've got quite a few of them done now. So I just stick them all down here to the side of me, and I'll just continue to just unmould them until I feel like I've got plenty. So doing them this way, it just makes it so much quicker to get them all ready for making soap. So I've got this little bit left. I'm just going to finish up, use that for some more because I don't really know what else I could use that for. It's a strange colour. And yeah, I'll be back to make some more and then we'll get on and make some soap with these. Okay, so moving on to another soap now. I'm making Nordic cedar. I'm just going to pour off two colours for two different greens. And this one's going to have embeds all over the top, and I've got some pine cone embeds that I've made and some little trees. Just want to make sure we've got enough of some swirls for both soaps. I'm going to use the base will be white. So I have pistachio mica from Mica Mama here. Got 2 teaspoons of that one. And then I got a dark green. Well, it's more, you know, it's kind of like a dark green, but it ain't that dark. In fact, I could do with a little bit of a darker shade in there. I'm just going to go and find something. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of black sparkle there. Just to darken that green up a bit. I don't want it too aqua. Move those. Okay, just going to put my scent in here. So this is a really lovely, sort of real strong Nordic cedar scent. Similar to a Christmas tree farm, but not quite the same. So it's made it a much more fluid batter by adding the fragrance there. I'm just going to do a simple drop swirl with this because it's going to have embeds. Need to get pourable buckets, I think. Down there, down there. I'm just going to do a slight swirl on here because I'm going to be adding those embeds, so it doesn't need to be too high because I'm already going to add some extra weight to this. Okay. So I'm going to add my little pine cones now, so I'm just going to aim you so you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's my pine cones here, if you can see those. I'm going to put one in each section. Just going to take my goggles off a sec because I can't see shit with them on. I'm going to drop one. Okay. Okay, now for my trees on that side. Okay, now I've just got some glitter here from Micah Mama. Not really a glitter girl, but I am for Christmas. I do like a little bit of a sparkle, so we're going to use this nice biodegradable white glitter. I don't want too much, I just want a little bit. Just to add a little something extra that I don't normally do. This isn't a very strong glitter, it's not really super sparkly, just subtle. Subtle little sprinkle. Okay, so that is Nordic cedar, so I'm going to put that on the shelf and move on to the next one. Okay, next soap we're making today is a blueberry vanilla affair, and it's a blend of 3 different scents. I've got a blueberry vanilla scent, I've also got a vanilla scent, and then a non-discolouring vanilla scent, and they're all different. But the result is still very blueberry-ish because the blueberry vanilla that I've got is from Candle Shack, and it's one of the strongest blueberries I've ever smelled, and it makes me feel so sick when I make this, but customers do love a blueberry scent, so I'm going to make it for Christmas, and then I hope I'll never have to make it again. It's so strong that, yeah, you don't need much of it, and I thought I want to pare that down with something else, but it's still super strong. You still really smell the blueberry. You know, there's some blueberries that it would just be nice if you could get them that were a bit more subtle, but it never seems to be the case. Anyway, I'm going to do my base white, and I'm going to do 2 swirls inside. I'm going to use some golden brown, which is really dark actually. This one's Micah Mama. And then the other one I'm going to use is Prussian Violet, and this is a lovely shade. It's a very similar shade to the Plum Purple, but maybe a little bit less vibrant. I thought the 2 together would be nice for a blueberry vanilla scent. And then on the top I've got some blueberry embeds that I made, and I'll put them into this little tub here. So I'm going to be using some of those on the top of each of these. So I'm just going to stir these in. Oxide mixed with a bit of glycerin here. I'll mix that in a bit more. I'm going to move my car in a minute, so it's in a parking space and I only get 2 hours, and I've got to move it in a second just so I don't get a ticket. So put a little bit of white. I'm going to move fast so I can get this made and my car moved. So I'm just going to stick blend this a sec. Okay. Now for my scent. As you can see, it's quite a dark colour, so I'm guessing it's going to discolour. You can sometimes just tell, but sometimes you can be wrong, so we'll see. We'll see what it does. Actually, now I've poured that, it's actually quite a nice blend. Yeah, it's not too bad at all, actually. Oh shoot, don't you dare. Don't you dare fall. Okay, it's thickening up. So I'm going to do an in the pot swirl. So bear with me a sec. Reserve a little bit for the top. Just a bit wise to do that because it looks like it's going to thicken and I don't want it to go AWOL. So let's hope. Oh, look at that. Let's hope that this comes out okay. It's definitely thickening up. But that looks like a nice, I might get some nice swirls in that actually. It's like it's thickening and then loosening as well. Weird. Just give it a little shake. Interesting. Give a little shake. Gone thick and then it's decided to not be thick. Weird. Okay, now I'm going to poke some blueberries into this. So, where are they? Here. So, every frickin' time, look. I'm going to take these gloves off again, hold on. I'll bring you in a bit closer. Okay, just kind of got my spacing kind of correct, I think. Whether I did actually boo-boo with my placement, because I can always shift it down a little bit if I did. Yeah, I've gone a little bit too... Right, I'm just going to mess with that. Okay, I've been cutting these soaps up from... It's now Monday, so it's the start of a new week. It's the 11th of November. So I'm just going to show you the blueberry one that I did. Which is here. That was the in the pot swirl, so it's starting to darken a little bit, and I'm just trimming all of the other ones. So I'll show you the rose and cardamom one. That needs trimming off the end there. So I did these in a, I don't think I filmed this one, but I did a diagonal line where I just propped the moulds up, the soap moulds up on their sides to create 2 diagonal lines, and I put roses in the top. So this one is rose and cardamom, so there's cardamom in the bottom, like ground cardamom, cocoa line, and then 2 pink clays on the top. So I've used cardamom oil and rose geranium oil in that one, so that's an all natural soap. And then the one that I filmed first with the pine cones, the Nordic cedar, this is so gorgeous. This came out lovely. I'm really loving this one. So I only did a drop swirl, but it's just a lovely, lovely bar of soap, and it smells so good. Oh, it's just heavenly. So this one out of all of them is my favourite. And I did 2 more. I'll go and get those so you can have a look at the coffee soap, and there's another one, hang on. Okay, so there's the estate coffee. Looks like this. And that will start to discolour a little bit more inside as time goes on. And then Giggle Water is here. So this one I did actually end up putting a bit of pink glitter over the top, and then inside there's just swirls of all those different colours. They're quite subtle because I didn't use too much of the colours. So there's Giggle Water. So yeah, just going to finish trimming all of these, and that's the soap done from last week, and then I've got some more to do. So I think that's it for the end of this video. So I will see you for the next one. I just come in to see you. Yeah, I think doing these random sort of snippets of video footage so you can see like what it's actually like to run a soap company, or just at least a glimpse into a day in the life, you know. So I mean, I'm scattered all over the place every day, so I've got orders to do. Today I've got these soaps to finish trimming up and put them out onto the curing rack out the back. I'm trying to sort out internet in this room, which is being a bit of a bugbear, but that's, you know, it's the way it goes. I'm just trying to find out what the number is for this room, but there's been other businesses in here, and I've been using my phone to tether the internet too, but I want to actually get fibre broadband in here. So that's what my next thing is for today, as well as printing off more orders to pack from the weekend. And then I've got body cream to do, which I've made the base for, and whip soap as well. So yeah, it just never ends. There's just always something to do. And if it's not that, then it's doing packaging or labelling or, you know, all kinds of things. And then all my files need to be updated for the soaps I've just made. So I'm scattered all over the place. That's what it's like. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta! So you just see me putting those on the shelf. In there. So I've got all these alphabetical order because I'm super organised. You need to be when you're packing mail order. You have to have your stuff to hand. So all of this, lots of these need to be restocked. I've got to do black honey, 420 blackbird. There's loads of them. A lot of them are selling out, but I've got some still on the back shelves out in the other room. But yeah, we're running low, which is why I'm so manic today. I've got to get so much made, but there you go. Anyway, keep going. Hey, back again to make another video. This week I am going to do a different video. I'm going to show you sort of like a week in the life of a soap maker kind of style video. Fuckity fuck.